Royal Finale, Chapter 15, To Wield the Sword. As Lena and her mercenaries haul Julie and Omar away, they stare at Sigrid in shock. You want to hold the striking ceremony at the launching of the Via Imperii education program? The one we're starting in Cordonia? Precisely, the striking ceremony will be held in secret, for Circle eyes only. But I'll take care of those details while you arrange a gala befitting the launch of the program. The Gladius Company will need full access to Cordonia's palace to provide security for the launch event. Not good. We can't give Lena's mercenary free reign over the palace. Actually, I think we should hold the event at Applewood instead. Oh, really? It's the site you picked for the new school. Doesn't it make more sense to hold a launch party on the grounds where the first Via Imperii school will stand? That's an excellent point. In fact, we can break ground on the renovations at the centerpiece of the ball. It'd be perfect time for you to announce the renaming of the site as Amanda Venti Leadership Academy. You want to name the flagship school after my daughter? The people must know who to thank for the program. This is just the start of her legacy. There won't be a problem, will it? Of course not, because this education program is never going to happen. Several days of scheming and party planning later, you convene in Applewood's boutique. While Bertrand babysits Amanda, you gather Liam and your friends, slipping in your earpieces into place.
So this is it. We're finally taking the secret society down to 9.
So you hope. That's right, Amalis, are you in position? Affirmative. I'm monitoring the Applewood grounds from a safe distance, and so are my friends from Interpol. Good. As far as the public knows, we're celebrating a groundbreaking of a new school at Applewood Manor. The court and the press will be there, along with a lot of Via Imperii, but the real main event is the striking of the ledger. Sigrid's gotta be bringing it to Applewood tonight for the striking ceremony. If you can get a hold of it, we'll finally have the evidence Interpol needs to arrest the Empress and every Via Imperii member in sight. We just have to get the ledger before the groundbreaking happens. If we're forced to launch this program, no matter how briefly it lasts, we'll be complicit in their plans to brainwash our people. Even if the program only lasts a day or an hour, that's a line I will not cross. I know where Sigrid's quarters will be, thanks to the guest list. We just need to get there and grab the ledger. While making sure our guest Lena and her mercs don't suspect a thing. Talk about a balancing act. Well, if we make it through the balancing act, getting the ledger will put an end to the Via Imperii, my sister included. She's still one of them, Liam. I know it's hard, but she hasn't left us much of a choice. But she's changed since we first met her. I know you've all seen it. I definitely have. Maybe there's still a chance she could see reason. Lena has to make that choice herself. If there's some chance for her to step aside and abandon the evil society, secret society tonight, I can't make her. Only she can make that call. Liam slowly nods. He sets his jaws while resignation and acceptance flicker across his face. I understand. I guess all I can do is hope and she makes the right choice, if push comes to shove. I hate to ask, but what happens if we don't get the Black Ledger, or if we are caught in the act? Well, we're all gonna die, fam! What happens is Cordonia's lost. If they suspect a thing, the Via Imperii will install Lena on the throne like Eric threatened when this all started. Then we won't let that happen. No matter what, this ends tonight, which means getting the Black Ledger. Dressing the part of the gracious host would help you keep up appearances. Luckily, I prepared for that. Olivia has been MIA for this entire book. I got a question for those of you who picked her as a love interest. Yo, what's up? I had some disguises delivered for all of you. Check the back. Hannah disappears behind a rack of clothing and returns a moment later with a pile of glittering green fabric in her arms, which she hands out to your friends to try on. This dress is beautiful. Elegant meets earthy. Nice. Color scheme choice.
Behold, the Lord of Apples walks among mortals once again.
Why is it gold, black, and little green while everyone else is forced to wear green? Just then the door of the boutique opens and Amanda runs in, followed closely by a haggard Bertrand.
Mommy, Daddy, everyone's so sparkly.
That's right, I missed you, baby girl. She was rather insistent that she not be late for her, secret dress-up club.
Secret clubs dress up.
My sincere apologies for the mistake, Princess. I'll leave you to old Secrets Club dress-up then.
Bye-bye, Uncle Bertrand.
I can't honestly wait for this book to end, because she has been stuck at this age for I don't know how long. And it didn't make sense. Bertrand retreats back down the hallway as Amanda tugs on your arm insistently.
Can I be sparkly?
There's an outfit in here with your name on it. And Mommy's too. If we pay for it, I'm sure. Kind of makes sense to get your whole family an outfit, just saying. Who just gets yourself an outfit? I'm serious. Let me know in the comment section below. If we're taking on the Secrets Club, we should do it in style. I wouldn't be surprised if you knocked them all out in the dress.
I'm ready, Mommy.
Yes, you are. Let's just hope Secret Club isn't.
Yeah.
You slip in Applewood's ballroom with Liam, Amanda, and your friends. We'll just need to divide and conquer to get the Secrets Club book without being spotted.
Yeah, I already see one very serious obstacle.
All the security. He points across the room where Lena's frowning, her trademark frown, as she watches the crowd. Princess Lena, would you be willing to answer a few Not now. Anna just gave me an idea for how to get that obstacle out of the way. Liam, you up for braving the press while Maxwell scouts out Sigrid's room? If it'll get us that ledger, gladly. Well, Maxwell slips out into the halls. You stride grandly across the ballroom, catching the eye of every reporter you can see. Hello, everyone. I'm so glad you all could make it. And I'm sure you have your fair share of questions. Queen Riley, King Liam, you're looking so festive as I've ever seen you. We wanted to look our best for the special 9. And Princess Amanda is too precious in our matching ensemble.
I'm a sparkle leaf.
Queen Riley, King Liam, do you really intend to break ground on the renovation project tonight? Why make such a huge change so suddenly? And how will this affect Cordonia's children? Many parents have concerns about the change in curriculum. As other guests and reporters murmur their agreement, you spot Sigrid among them, smiling thoughtfully. Yes, we're all eager to hear how you plan to assuage concerns both within Cordonia and beyond. I know this is a big adjustment, but important missions sometimes require extreme changes. Liam and I are working to secure a bright future for Cordonia's children, and that means making compromises and sacrifices. What can we promise is that the sacrifices won't be in vain. When you agree, Lena. At your words, all heads turn towards Lena. Her shoulders sag ever so slightly before resignation, as she replies. As someone who was educated using similar curriculum and system, I can vouch for her. I wouldn't be the person I am today if it weren't for my education. We're learning details about our new princess every day. Yes, we're all eager for information. Like, as the new heir, we're curious where you stand on Cordonia's issues. King Liam's reign has been plagued by many dangers, like the threat from Anton Severus and the Sons of Earth. Given your military training, do you think you could have done more to protect Cordonia and his shoes? Oh, a lot more. Oh no, here we go with this. As Lena starts to reply, Maxwell's voice suddenly crackles over your earpiece.
Sorry to interrupt, but there's been a complication. I walked right into Sigurd's room, because it was completely empty. No guards, no bags, no nothing.
There's no way the Empress of Via Imperii travels without a suitcase. So where the hell is she staying?
I just talked to one of the servants, and they said she switched rooms right before the ball started. As in, she switched between the multiple rooms in every wing of the Applewood. No one can keep track.
Wow, talk about paranoia. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Excuse me? As Lena and the reporter stare at you, you realize that you just said that out loud. Oh, what I mean is... You've gotta be joking with that question. Any answer Lena gives will have the benefit of hindsight, but in the fact is that King Liam did the best he could to protect Cordonia. It's not a fair question. Life isn't fair. If I'd been here when Anton attacked the palace... While Lena continues, Drake whispers to you, and Liam... Sounds like Sigurd's a lot more paranoid than we originally thought. But we're gonna need more eyes to find the ledger if it could be anywhere in the whole mansion. Think you can keep your sister a bit off our backs while the rest of us go look? That shouldn't be a problem. He politely clears his throat, interrupting his sister's train of thought. It's easy to face an enemy when you're looking back on their plan, Lena. But I'm curious how you would have handled a more political issue, like the apple famine of 1912. While the press eagerly turn towards Lena and Liam, you make a hasty exit. You slip into a nearby hallway with Amanda and the rest of your group while Maxwell is waiting. Yes, take your child on this. Have you found any leads yet?
Not yet, but there are dozens of guests staying in other wings. We can cover more ground if we split up.
You and Maxwell and Amanda head down one hallway while Drake and Hannah take another. You peer into the first room, you find and see a finely tailored suite laid out on the bed. Or suit. Amalis, anything in Sigurd's file suggesting she has a penchant for suits? Or a secret lover? Plenty of secret lovers, actually. None of them present tonight.
Good for her. Guess that makes this room a bust, though. No secrets here.
You head into the next room, and Amanda immediately scrunches her nose, shaking her head vigorously. What's wrong, Amanda?
The pretty grandma smell.
Amanda's right. That's not Sigurd's perfume. On to the next one. You turn to leave and bump right into one of Lena's mercenaries. Hey. What are you doing in here, Queen Riley? I have strict orders from the Empress that guests are supposed to remain in designated hospitality areas. Listen, half pint. I am literally the queen. Piss off! We're just playing hide and seek in the middle of a ball. Listen, my daughter's fun means nothing to you people. It means everything in the world to me.
Found you, Uncle Maxwell? Oh, not again. I'll smart you someday, Amanda. Mark my words.
Balls can get boring for a 4-year-old. We have to get the wiggles out somehow. Fine, but make it fast. You turn to Amanda as the mercenary heads off down the hallway. We're gonna have to have a talk about lying, but for now, good job, sweetie. I'm actually surprised a little child has played along so well she did. You search a few more rooms before meeting up with Drake and Hannah. No luck, unless you count finding a romance novel and Olivia's belongings. It was, a bodice ripper? What? I so wish we had time to address that, but we have bigger fish to fry. We didn't find anything either. Sorry to add to the bad news, but Lena and I have exhausted the attention of the press. We're going to need a plan B to keep them and the other guests occupied. Backup is on the way. You return to the ballroom and find Liam and Hannah, updating them on the search. Wasn't Hannah just with us? What? The guest wings are most private areas of the state, but we've ruled them all out. Which means taking the search to areas filled with partygoers and possible spies for Sigurd and Lena. Wonderful. You'll need a good reason to be there, or an even better reason for folks not to notice you. Just as Amalis finishes speaking, a small group of Cordonia nobles approaches your group. Pardonnez-moi, but we were wondering when the building plans for Applewood renovations will be released. Yes, if Body is to attend Amanda Venti Leadership Academy, I'd like to know more. We could tell you, or better yet, we could show you. Yes, a tour would be so much more engaging, wouldn't it? How are you going to manage that? Even I haven't been able to track down the renovation blueprints. I can't wait to show off the creative improvements we're going to make. We're gonna show all things. I see, the O'Reilly method of winging it. Well, it'll free up the rest of you to continue poking around uninterrupted. More nobles, as well as some Via Imperii members, join your group as you lead them away from the ballroom. The ballroom will stay pretty much the same. It's perfect for assemblies and fundraising galas alike. And the soon will be...
Nap room for sleepy time.
Should students be learning rather than napping?
A well-rested mind is a mind ready to learn. We'll have bunk beds, blackout curtains, and noise machines playing nature sounds.
Really? Noise machines?
An excellent idea, but I must say my concerns are more about the curriculum than the renovations. I looked over the sample of curriculum. I'm simply not comfortable with body learning the material, especially given the House Balmont's recent history with topics relating to power and leadership. I glance around the hallway and see Margaret standing within earshot, admiring a painting as Hannah describes how the hallway will look lined with lockers. I hate leaving him in the dark, but I don't know how to clue him in without tipping off the you-know-who. I get it, Bertrand, but... you know I hate our current school system as much as I hate giant hats. What? But you love... You slowly nod your head towards Margaret, and Bertrand pauses and then nods. Ah, I see. That is the course of action that must be related to the club we discussed earlier tonight. Of course, you always have my support, Queen Riley. I just hope you know what you're doing. Oui, moi, aussi. Oh, for the love of Christ. I hate French, I really do. Oh. I literally live at a border of Canada where they speak French, like French-Canadian all the time. Plus Bunty King, fellow content creator, speaks it too, and oh my god, help me. Thank you both. Now, shall we continue the tour? And they spit it out so goddamn quick, too. You lead the group into the next room. We're gonna turn this into, nurse's room to make sure students are safe and healthy. And you see Maxwell duck behind a sofa just before the others file in behind you. Abort! Abort! My cover could be blown in any second! Riley, I need an escape route! On it. I should... jump! I wasn't gonna go with screaming or singing. You start doing jumping jacks, earning shocked and curious stares from the tour group. Come on, join in. One of the focuses will be preventative healthcare, which means getting active. Right, the kids will do daily jumping jacks just like this. Very well, if it would set a good example for the children. I love jumping! The others join in with varying levels of enthusiasm, but it's enough for Maxwell to slip out of the room unseen. Glad we pulled that... Wait a moment, what's this? He plucks a small black device from behind the couch. Oh no, Maxwell's earpiece. That's, my Bluetooth device. You're a lifesaver. From the midst of the crowd, Lorelei suddenly rushes forward and plucks the device out of Sergio's hand. I'm expecting an important phone call. I know how rude it is, so I was hoping to use this to be a bit more discreet. Oh, you're welcome, my lady. You look at Hannah, but she's just as shocked at Lorelei. Duke Bertrand, why don't you lead the way towards the conservatory so we can conclude our tour? Oh, I'd be happy to assist in your plans. That is, your tour plans for the store. Hey, Uncle Bertrand! As he and Amanda lead the tour down the hall, you catch Lorelei's eye and fall back with Hannah. Mother, what are you doing here? I regretted the way we left things after you asked me about Vox Nostra Academy, so when I heard about tonight's ball, I wanted to see you. If you're planning to continue your lecture about the dangers of the Via Imperii, I don't need to hear it. We're in the middle of trying to stop them once and for all. You... She opens her mouth as if to protest, but Hannah doesn't let her finish. You and Father might have given me a childhood that was just as controlling as life at Vox Nostra, even though you left the Via Imperii. But I'm not going to let them control any more children's futures. We didn't mean to. The Via Imperii might have been forcing those children to fit their mold, but they were also raising powerful leaders. I knew that if you were ever to advance at court, you'd be up against the likes of them. I wanted to protect you, prepare you. And what about what I wanted? Listen, you're a child? Let me be real. Does a child know how to cook a burger? No, they're a fucking child! Like, parents try. I'm gonna be real. Parents try their best. Not every parent can get it right. So, just saying. Lorelei hangs her head. You're right.
for all my intentions, I couldn't see past my fear. I'm so sorry, Hannah.
Is that all you can say?
Oh, for the love of... Hannah, this could be the olive branch. I appreciate that, Mother. I just wish you'd offered it to me sooner, and I wish you'd done things differently. I would take it all back if I could, Hannah, but I can't. All I can say, and try to do, is do better here and now, however I can. Lorelei returns Maxwell's earpiece to you. If you really want to help, that's up to Hannah. I suppose we'll need all the help we can get. If any of our Via Imperii guests started getting too suspicious, can you keep them occupied? Lorelei nods, managing a slight smile. All your courtly diplomacy lessons came from somewhere, remember? Making small talk is one of my specialties. Just be careful, Hannah, please. I will. She hesitates and then pulls her mother into a hug. And thank you. And finally, follow your tour group into Applewood's conservatory. The fragrance of flowers hangs in the humid air. Thank you all for continuing the tour while we powdered our noses, Duke Bertrand. Oh, it was my pleasure. The conservatory will stay mostly the same after the renovations, apart from the addition of a classroom annex. I was glad to hear what the plans are for Applewood, but none of this answers our questions about the curriculum. Yeah, Ziki and I were thinking about the future, and we want to know what this means for the students' education. I know half our guests are expecting a Via Imperii curriculum, and I don't want to sell our friends on that. I want a school that has magical Princess 4 with Puppy Wednesdays. Oof! Oh! They like the sound of that. And that brings up the great point. If this school is going to be named after Amanda, she should get a say in the lesson plan. And if I focus on Amanda instead of the school's sacred ones, they won't be able to resist her cuteness. How does our princess feel about Monday fun days, flying lesson Fridays, and Sunday Sundays? Sunday Sundays. Ice cream for everyone with every topping imaginable? Like chocolate syrup and gummy worms and dirt? Yes, dirt. Absolutely. Well, aside from that last one. It's called Cookie Crumble, Amanda. It's called Cookie Crumble. I want to go to school now! This is rather different from the curriculum I read about. But the princess is so excited. You can't disagree with such a delightful child. It's certainly difficult to deny her enthusiasm. Why don't we find out what a day in Amanda's ideal school would look like? Nice call. It'd help if you kept the tour group occupied while the rest of us keep looking for the ledger. Oh, thank you for that affirmation, Drake. Plus, even talking about Amanda's school may help convince the Via Imperii that we're playing along. Please, Mommy! Oh, diamond choice, isn't it? Play pretend with Amanda about school. Great idea, Amanda. We'll be our student princess, of course, and I'll be Queen Mummy. Oh, God. What about Auntie Hannah? Auntie Hannah will be a Cordonian history teacher, a school principal, school mascot, school principal. She's the big boss on campus. But not too big for some quality time with our students. What lessons are we in right now, Amanda? It's flower class. We should have guessed. And what exactly is flower class? I remember approving this lesson submitted by our professor of natural sciences. We'll be making flower crowns. Well, most of the flowers in the conservatory are exotic and rare. There's a section of popular blooms we can use. I should have gone with history. You turn to the gathered tour group as Hannah moves off to gather supplies. We're gonna need more students to fill out the room. Any volunteers? Auntie Chiara, Auntie Penelope. Looks like we're being volunteered. Not that I mind one bit. Wait, if Auntie Penelope is in the lesson, that must make it Puppy Wednesday. Oh! Merlin, Morgana, Bucky, and Daisy race excitedly around the room, barking their excitement. Puppies on flowers, yay! Hannah returns with an armful of beautiful bouquets as everyone sits down to begin working.
We'll all begin by picking a bouquet to make a crown from. I want this one!
Amanda immediately stakes her claim on a vibrant bouquet of pink, coral, and orange-hued flowers. That's a great choice, sweetie.
It looks lovely.
Ugh. Oui, this cheek.
Go ahead, Riley, I can't decide.
I'll make an anemone crown, a wildflower crown, a rose crown. I'm gonna go with wildflower. Wildflowers do not get the love they really deserve. Something natural and colorful like a fairy princess would wear. You begin pulling flowers out of your chosen bouquet, weaving the stems together, showing Amanda the process as you work. Can someone please explain to me how this is an appropriate lesson for school instructing future leaders? Listen, you make the crown that wears the head. Meaning you forge everything into the crown? Yes, I can wing this shit. You're basically doing a craft project. But it's so much more than that. This lesson teaches design and color theory. No one expects the amount of interior design required of a modern noble, but it's a lot.
It's true. Daniel, I drove myself crazy picking linens when I chaired Cordonia's scholastic model UN event last year.
You wouldn't believe how much thought goes into color coordinating my outfits with Merlin and Morgana.
You see, these are practical skills for our future leaders to develop. I admit there may be some value in this activity. The onlookers fall quiet as you continue crafting your crowns.
Mommy, it won't go.
Let me see. Amanda tries to weave a stub of stem into her crown, but it's all too short. You pull another flower from the bouquet and integrate it into the crown.
How are we doing over here?
Oh, better now. Mommy fixed it.
We just needed a longer stem.
Oh, do you know what this kind of flower means, Amanda?
Hannah pulls a perfectly formed bloom out of your bouquet and shows it to Amanda.
What, Auntie Hannah?
Daisies are for innocence, and that's when someone hasn't done anything wrong.
Like when I go night-night at bedtime?
Yes, just like that. I think I'm almost done here. When it's time for finishing touches, some people like to pick a centerpiece flower like this to add a little something extra. She retrieves a bundle of large, gorgeous flowers. As soon as Hannah puts them down, Kiara and Penelope reach for the same one, then pull their hands back.
Go ahead, Kiara. I think you reach for it first.
No, you should take it. It's your favorite color.
But I wouldn't want to be rude.
I'm telling you, it's fine. Just take the flower.
No fighting!
I think this is a perfect opportunity to teach Amanda about a skill all princesses need: conflict resolution. Here's the solution. We cut the flower in half. Neither of you gets that one. We pick based on which crown it matches best. We cut the flower in half. Shut up! The magenta will complement the pink and white tones in Kiara's crown, so she can take it.
Penelope, did you see the dahlia? I think it looks great with your blues and purples of yours.
I didn't even see that one. It's perfect! See, there's so much we can learn from flowers.
A few moments later, the crowns are finished. Amanda holds up hers for you to admire.
Put it on, Mommy. It's for you.
Oh, for me. Aren't you the sweetest little princess in the whole wide world? You lean down and let her place the crown delicately atop your head. Yay. I love it, baby girl. Would you like to wear the one I made? She gives a moment of adorably serious thought before shaking her head.
I'm already a princess, so I should share.
She takes your flower crown and places it on Morgana's head with a degree of solemnity befitting a coronation.
Good girl, Princess Morgana. That might be the most precious thing I've ever seen.
I have to hand it to you, Riley. You've raised quite a gracious little girl princess.
With that, and by the power vested in me as Principal Lee, I officially end the lesson.
Wait, I think there's one little thing you forgot. We still have to have puppy pile, have a compliment circle, hug the princess. hug the princess. You immediately scoop Amanda up for a big hug, and Hannah, Kiara, and Penelope join in.
Come here, you two.
I love Hug the Princess Day.
Me too. That's the one holiday I get to celebrate every day. You give Amanda one more squeeze for good measure, and then release her. Okay, now class is dismissed.
Thank you for doing this, Riley. I was pretty concerned about the new program, but this kind of lesson plan sounds delightful.
I wish my school had been like that. I didn't know learning could be so fun.
Maybe, but I doubt you'll see Avenue adopting coursework like that at any time soon.
It's not how we do things in Valentine, but the lesson had some redeeming qualities. Thank you all for giving us the chance to explain our plans for Applewood. I hope this helped with any concerns you may have. When really all we had to do was entertain two of you. As the tour group breaks up, Liam's voice crackles through your earpiece. Riley, I haven't found Sigurd's room, but I have found something else you should see.
Hannah, can you watch Amanda? I'm on my way.
You meet Liam in a sparse chamber with papers covering the writing desk. There's a familiar set of armor on a stand in the corner. You found Lena's room? And it wasn't guarded? There were 3 guards, but luckily Lena's people responded well to authority, and I'm still the king. This is still the king's country. I thought the ledger might be here, so I looked around and found this instead. He shows you a plain, leather-bound journal. Lena has a diary? Your sister's full of surprises. I'll say. I wonder if there's anything we can use in there. You take it and flip through the pages, searching for any mentions of the Black Ledger. Nothing about the ledger, but I do see our names a lot. Normally I wouldn't condone invading her privacy, but our family and our home are at stake tonight. This could also be a chance to learn what's going on in Lena's head, what she really thinks of us and the Via Imperii. If there's anything in there that can help us get through to her, shouldn't we use it? Reading Lena's journal. You're right. We need every advantage we can get right now. You flip through the pages, searching for familiar names as Liam watches over your shoulder. Let's read about... Sure, Drake. Either Drake's secretly her favorite over Amanda, or she likes him about as much as oil likes water. I don't get Drake Walker. He's not interesting in being a leader. He doesn't strike me as a sycophant type. So why is he always hanging around Liam and his court? Where's his ambition, his drive? From his psych profile, I always pegged Drake as too noble for an organization like the Via Imperii, but maybe I misjudged him. He's got a realist streak that makes his friendship with my brother make more sense. Still no idea why he's here instead of a family ranch in Texas, though. That's a question all of us have been asking this whole entire time. I think I finally got Drake figured out. He does have goals. They're just, like, about keeping his friends and family safe. No standard Via Imperii fare, but I can understand that. Besides, he's right to want to protect Liam and Riley from me, even if he doesn't know half of where I've been or what I've done. I'm not so sure he could stop me if I really wanted to hurt him, then. But I'm damn sure he'd try. I suppose that's what friends are for. That's notable. Well, they can't be making each other's friendship bracelets anytime soon, but that was better than I expected. I think Drake and Lena butt heads because they're cut from similar cloth. Yeah, if half of the bolt was sewn into denim button-ups and the other half became Kevlar formal wear. Still, it's nice to see that she appreciates where he's coming from. Whose name should we look for next? Why not? We'll read everyone, I guess. I wonder if Lena even realizes how much the two of them have in common. Hannah Lee might be the worst of all of them. She's exactly the kind of prissy prim noble who doesn't deserve the authority she was born with. If Hannah doesn't stop the innocent and naive thing, I might have to take a swing at her and find out if the martial arts section of her file is accurate. Prissy was the wrong word for Hannah. She's prim, for sure, but I shouldn't have written her off just based on her reputation. In a way, she was raised by the Via Imperii, too. Her mother might have run away, but the Via Imperii have a way of following you wherever you go. She's lived under that shadow her whole life and somehow still managed to forge her own path. The more I think about it, the more Hannah's life reminds me of mine. swap armor for dresses and target practice for dance lessons, and I could be in her shoes. It takes strength and resilience to reach for your own future when everyone around you is steering you towards another. I wonder if she'd teach me a song on the piano if I asked. I've been meaning to cross that off my bucket list. Still don't get how that woman can wear heels every single day, but I've got to respect the poise it takes. Really? That's what we're going off of? Oh, high heels every day, poise. Alright, she definitely sees it. My sister has a fair share of her faults, but she's very perceptive. I can't argue with that. Whose name should we look at next? Might as well just stop asking that. I have to know what Lena thinks about Maxwell. Maxwell Balmont lives up to his reputation as a complete non-threat. I guess cold blood doesn't run in the family. I never met anyone as willing to look foolish as Maxwell. I'm not sure there's anything he wouldn't do for the service of a joke. You gotta respect the commitment, though. I always thought if you are going to do something, you should do it all the way. At least if I'm right, and Riley and the Apple Gang are up to something, I know Maxwell's not hiding a dark side. Or if he is, he's the best actor of all of them. Wow, his file was very short. I didn't expect Lena to appreciate Maxwell's commitment. She's a woman of many layers, it seems, even if she's only willing to admit it to her journal. I guess we'll do Amanda next. Actually, no, well, yeah, Amanda. Lena's always seemed fond of Amanda, but I wonder if, some kind of act. The kid's cute, at least. I'm not usually a kid person, but she seems to like me. Not sure how, my privileged big brother had a sweet kid like that. But I guess he and Riley are doing one thing right. Auntie Lena isn't a phrase I ever expected to hear, let alone like. The weirdest thing is it actually feels right. Like, I really am her aunt, which I know I am, but never mind. The playdate was suspicious as hell, but it was nice to see Amanda. The kid takes after her mom in the stubbornness department, but it's a lot cuter than a 4-year-old. I'm Riley and Liam's biggest fan, but they're giving Amanda the childhood she deserves, the childhood I should have had. I'll give them that. Leo obviously didn't deserve the crown, or he wouldn't have given it up. Liam is complicated, but Amanda, she's just a kid. She hasn't had a say either way. Is it really fair to put myself ahead of her? Sigrid always told me Cordonia's crown and throne was my birthright, but I can't help thinking that it was Amanda's too. She sounds so conflicted in the last entry. She really does care for Amanda. Our girl's clearly beginning through to Lena in her own way. She does have a tendency to get whatever she wants. I wonder where she gets that. Oh, let's save the best for last. I want to hear Lena's thoughts about her long-lost brother. So do I. I met my brother today, King Liam. In some ways it's been a long time coming, but I'm not sure I thought it would ever really happen. Sigrid warned me he'd put on a fake smile, but I didn't realize how convincing it would be. Guess our father taught him well, but I don't buy it, and I'm not going to let him manipulate me either. Liam is even better than Sigrid said. I caught myself almost believing that he actually wants to get to know me, but he would have been singing a different tune if Eric hadn't been there. The truth is, I'm a threat to his power, and we both know it. I can't let myself forget that. If I am wrong about Riley, could I have been wrong about Liam too? He's been trying so hard to reach out, and he seems so genuine. Could Sigrid have been wrong about him the whole time? She kept me away for so long. Maybe she didn't realize he changed. Or maybe he's just an even better liar than she thought. I finally met the other brother last night. He wasn't exactly entitled slacker Sigrid made him out to be. Can she really have been so wrong about my brothers? She's the most skilled manipulator I've ever met, and she's been keeping tabs on them their whole lives. But if Liam and Leo aren't who Sigrid told me they are, what else could she be keeping from me? Ah, she's starting to question. But it also seems like the journal entry was rote, like we should have read ours before Liam's. It's obviously tearing her up, trying to decide whether or not to trust you. Sigrid seriously messed her head up. Hopefully we'll put an end to that tonight. I just wish I could talk to Lena about all this and clear the air before, well... But Sigrid has made that nearly impossible. It sounds like... you're getting through to her, just slowly but surely. Reaching out to Lena was a risk, but it's clearly paying off. The proof's right here in these pages. It's nice to know that I wasn't just fooling myself. I need more time with Lena. Another few weeks, days, even, and maybe I'd know for sure that I'd made a difference. You have, Liam. No matter what happens tonight, you've showed her that there's another path than the one the Via Imperii put on her. I hope you're right. I usually am. You give him a quick kiss on the cheek, and he smiles gratefully at you. I suppose I can't argue with that. We should have time to look for one more name. Listen, I was literally the only name that was left. I want to know what Lena has to say about me. The rest of them are even less impressive than I expected, especially Queen Riley. I have no idea how she became the darling of Cordonia. Guess we just grow them stronger and savvier in Valenium. Almost wonder what my brother sees in her. Not that his opinion means anything. I might have been wrong about Riley. There's more to her than meets the eye. I don't like her, but she seems genuinely care about Cordonia. It's not an act like with most people. Surprisingly, Riley handled herself well on her first mission. Guess you don't get where she is without at least some competence. Still, I don't trust her. None of the intel we have gives me any reason to think she joined the Via Imperii willingly. She's up to something, and I'm gonna find out what. Picking Rena was a misstep with the circle. I could almost respect the way Riley stuck to her guns if it wasn't so obvious that her so-called loyalty is a front. I just need proof of I'm gonna take this to the rest of the circle. I'm supposed to believe Amanda just happened to have a play date during my recon mission in Montes Row. Yeah, right. The rest of the circle might have bought her little act, but I don't. And I'm gonna end this before she reels them in any deeper. I can't believe I'm writing this, but I was wrong about Riley. Makes a second time in this journal. She's a lot more impressive than I gave her credit for, and I think she's really in Via Imperii for the right reasons. It just took getting trapped on a gondola with her for half a day to figure it out. Hell, I think I'm starting to actually like her. Uh-oh. So it works out, Riley's in. I was wrong to underestimate her. But she's climbed faster than anyone I know in the Via Imperii, maybe too fast. Something to keep an eye on. It's too big a coincidence, right? First Eric, now both Julie and Omar. But if Riley's really been lying this whole time, this could mean everything I've learned about Cordonia has been a lie, including everything about Liam. I don't know what to think, but I'm gonna keep an eye on her tomorrow night anyway. If there's nothing going on, there'll be nothing to find, right? Conflicted, yes! Looks like that was her latest entry. You made quite an impression. Yeah, but she has some real trust issues. I feel bad for her. She's always been on the lookout for secrets, power moves, and betrayals. That's what happens when you're raised like us. Just saying. We will forever, until the day we die, keep looking over our shoulder. Seriously. That's the world the Via Imperii raised her to see. I know she's complicit in her darker side, but how much of that is because of her upbringing, because of Sigrid? You mean the woman who convinced Lena that her brothers wanted nothing to do with her? I guess a lot. This just makes me more determined to prove that she can trust me if I get the chance once this is all over. I hope you do, but we should move on. We don't have all night. We probably shouldn't stay here too much longer. You're right, and I think we've learned all we're gonna learn from her journal. Including the fact that she suspects we're up to something tonight. We've learned more than that. There's still a chance we can get through to her. She's starting to question all of Sigrid's lies, which means her loyalty could go one way or another, for better or for worse. But at least there's hope. I'll take any fragment of hope we can get. You place the journal back down on the writing desk and notice a key sitting on top of a short note. L, the spare you requested. S. This has to be from Sigrid. The style of the lock has been replaced in all but one wing of the estate. There's only one room fit to sleep in. I think it's his mother's? A few minutes later, you burst into a room tucked away in an unrenovated section of Applewood Manor. You catch your breath as your friends arrive. Where's Amanda?
Olivia's got her.
I smell Sigrid's perfume, and that's definitely her purse. This is the room. Well, let's hurry up and find the ledger. I'll search the purse behind a painting. breakfast cart. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go with behind the painting. Let's be real. Maybe there's a safe hidden in the wall or something? Maxwell shudders as you pull the bottom of the painting away and the wall and glance behind it.
The painting's always giving me the creeps. I wouldn't be surprised if it was hiding a dark, evil secret.
Listen, goddamn Pompadour and your family lineage. You give it another once-over and then move on to start rifling through the nightstand as everyone checks the rest of the room. A few minutes later, you turn back to the others with a heavy sigh. I've got nothing.
Me neither. I was supposed to be here. Well, unless the pamphlet from Sacred's Vanity about rejuvenating skin cream is secretly the world's tiniest encoded ledger, I think this room's a bust. But if the Black Ledger isn't here, and it wasn't in Lena's room...
Sacred must be carrying it herself. Probably somewhere in her bodice. Quickly, Olivia! I guess she's too paranoid to let it out of her sight.
So, how do we get our hands on it?
It'll be risky, but Sacred will have to show the ledger to me and Lena during the striking ceremony. That could be our chance to grab it.
Except the striking ceremony is supposed to happen after the official groundbreaking.
There can't be a groundbreaking. We've agreed it's a line we won't cross.
Then there's going to be a change of plans. We need to make the striking ceremony happen now.
Oh, for the love of it. Can you get the Black Ledger in time? Find out in the next chapter! Alright, remember to like and share the video. Make sure to share the community as well. And make sure to subscribe if you're not already. It'd be greatly appreciated if you would become one with the community. It'd be greatly appreciated. Would mean a lot. And long story short, there's also a few links down below if you want to help support the community and everything else. And for those of you who don't know about the issue that's happening with choices, please consider checking out the video. I will include down in the pinned comment section below. But long story short, please check that out. Something important has happened and happening to not just my community, but a lot of other people's communities. And also the fact that, it's not just going to happen to, the choices community. But a lot, Jesus, like ever since I made that video, even more has unfolded from YouTube, Google Play, and a lot more, that it literally deserves a video in and of itself. But right now I'm collecting more data. Like I said, I'm going to keep everybody updated. And, yeah, there's even more that's came out ever since. I made that video literally within the hour of me uploading that. So, like, right now, I'm an hour ahead of a major corporation in this world from, releasing stuff to the public. So, literally, I'm an hour ahead of everybody right now, and I'm trying really diligently hard to stay ahead of one of the biggest corporations on the planet. So, that being said, thanks for tuning in. Much love and appreciation, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.